So once our production turns on the big boards, we will get going with our second round of quals. And currently #1 seeds at about 700-some thousand with Bourbon, our last group. We were kind of the test guinea pig. There's Guardian. And a big upgrade this year over our last appearance at Genesis. So real proud of what we were able to get set up in a short amount of time yesterday.
Yeah, we really have the A team behind the scenes at this event. Kyle, Gilbert, on the crew. Same people behind the CTWC broadcast last year and JavaScript broadcast.
And we'll get our names fixed eventually. As much as Meme and Fractal were nice to me, we're going to be the opposite to Fractal this time. And Meme
over there giving Fractal the bunny ears.
We got thumbs up everywhere, so let's get them counted down, Scout.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
And this, again, this is a DAS tournament, so we don't see hands in the cameras, but they are holding
because had she not played out and if she topped out early, Fractal would have never gotten the opportunity to do that. Remember, you were on comms actually
with Anna D at the time. I'm surrounded by the two people who are on comms.
All the All-Stars are here. But the Nestor's champ's looking great. Thanks again to Ninja and Zempro for getting that set up this morning, because we didn't get internet access until today. So these live events are always an adventure, but every time we pull it off, it feels great. So the goal right now for #1 seed, it was about a 770, I believe, Perb got in his very last game. So I imagine that will fall in this group of 4. Plus we have a lot of players qualifying on CT2. I'm not sure if they're streaming that or not, but you have more quals going on later in the day than that guinea pig group.
Now, Fractal had a pretty interesting situation in his board to try and resolve. Looks like he's just going to throw in the towel on the game.
So Fractal with an 86,000.
Doing the Bidwell strats for the first game of the day.
Yeah, little tenfold, but still the same strat. I was enjoying his on-the-spot mathematics during his commentary in the last group. Like, that was tenfold better. Using that MIT education to good effect.
Fractal off to a very rough start this second game too. We'll get the Tetris and escape, but has to do some early burning.
It's not what you're used to seeing there in DAS, but they are getting it done.
Meanwhile, all 3 other players are still on their first game of the days with healthy paces. Eren's got an uncomfortable long bar dependency in the center of the board, has to plug it, gets the Tetris to escape, can get out of this with some burning. It's not minimal anymore, but he should survive.
And Meme being the judge off to the side, making sure that Eren, even with his holding the control the same way he does when he taps, is actually playing DAS style. So we're on the case.
The DAS refs here to enact punishment for any crimes against DAS.
Meme is armed. Just saying. Didn't have to go through security. That's probably not that funny, but.
So right now, Katie is Eren has now overtaken Katie for the highest score on the screen, and now Guardian has.
We got 3 very well-paced games, well above 70%. Of course, as they say that the Eren and Guardian dip just below, but still at million-point pace. We are just playing on vanilla cards here, so the goal is only 1,000,000 points. We're not trying to exceed that. for quals. And then when we go to the competition later this afternoon, the limits will be removed, and maybe we'll see that 1.3 crazy dash score.
Oh, yes. So currently, out of all the players, GuardianPsycho is actually pulled away with the lead out of everybody. Now, if you look at the lineup of 4 players right here, Guardian is the current champ, destroying everyone.
I'm not well versed in B tier Pokemon, but the plushie is definitely helping, I would imagine.
Fractal still trying to get a good game off the ground here. This game is decent pace, but the board's a little messy. We'll probably see, he probably just wants to play a game out here at this point, just put a semi-decent score up on the board.
My plan was for this to be on a tripod on wheels, but the part of that setup.
And Guardian gonna have our first transition of the qual slot right here with one more Tetris with a healthy mid 500K.
An even more important healthy board state.
Yeah, we'll see. Filling out the left. Ooh, might have to burn into transition. Does, but has burn options. Nice job.
528.
Very nicely managed. But is getting droughted. Oh no. Gets the bar.
Katie with a transition around the 480 mark. And Cool Ice Age, Eren, currently at 558, so he had about a 550 transition. So
now we'll see how Guardian wants to play this. He is going aggressive right off the bat, going for Tetrises. This is on pace for a max out, but he might, after this misdrop, he might just dial it back, just try and survive.
see a little bit of franticness in his play here. Not sure how much warm-up everybody got in prior to this session.
Yeah, there is a lot of strategy when you get into games like this that Guardian's in, because if you're trying to get that golden max out score, you do have to push your aggression and risk a certain level. And if you're just trying to get a score on the board, you can play it a lot safer. Guardian does get the line piece over. At this point, a max out is more and more out of reach, so he might just try and, again, go for the safe burns, put up a score on the board.
So in our hypothetical matchup, top Guardian versus Katie, it's very, we would say it's neck and neck.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Katie is caught up. Katie's been on fire. It makes sense because Guardian's been stuck recovering from that misdrop for a while now. Finally has a stable board again. But Katie's been on fire. Oh, in the middle of a 31-piece drought. Keep going. Oh my gosh. And Katie's managing this board very well. Finally gets a line piece when she can't use it.
Fractal transitioning at 400,000, so.
Technically a max out possible, but it would be very difficult, especially with DAS. We'll see what Fractal does here. Because he could go for the max, or he could say, all right, I'll just have this be my 800, 900K kicker, which would be a lot safer to go for. And it looks like he was trying to go for the max with the kind of aggression he was doing.
Well, we got a race up top. A million points doesn't look like that's going to happen for either of these games, but a race for the current #1 seed, definitely.
Yeah, Katie just trying to survive here. It's getting more and more dire. Could not get the square over to the right, and Katie's going to get 759. Solid first score of the day.
Yeah.
Right now, Guardian going for a very dirty Tetris and misses it. Oh, man.
But that is currently our #1 score, 831. GG's.
831 is a great score.
By the way, if you're watching, we do have a Matcherino for this entire weekend. So how we're going to break that down is 40% of the prize pool will go to the DAS tournament, and 60% of the prize pool will go to the Open tournament tomorrow. So feel free to donate if you enjoy what you're watching, and you'll be helping out players on both days. This is one of the more expensive events to enter. The admission fee is pretty steep, to be honest. So any help that the players can get for performing well this weekend would be much appreciated.
Oh, Fractal with some clever dependencies. Oh, but it all is for naught as he hangs the bar. He was really going for it there, trying to play as perfectly as possible. And that is the difference maker between trying to go super aggressive for that max out and taking those risky moves versus just trying to go for the 800, 900K.
Especially in DAS. And I know the ultra aggression is the name of the game in the open field, but you know, with this DAS renaissance we've had over the past year or so, I think the strategies are still working their way out through the system.
Yeah, it's very tough because DAS can really, one bad misdrop can end your game a lot easier than it can in tapping or rolling. So there is a lot of risk that these players have to take, especially the calculated risk with these aggressive moves, because they can really pay off if you don't misdrop, but if you do, then it's tough. I know there'd be no good way to practically do this stat, but I think one of the hypothetical fantasy, if this stat could exist in my mind things, I would love to see is misdrop rate. Because that is the biggest factor oftentimes in these top players and whether a game ends up good or not.
It's difficult, even in baseball with fielding percentage. That's also judgment on whether a play is an error or not. And sometimes the better players can turn their errors into gold, so.
Yeah,
But just knowing in their head what they want to do versus what they actually do.
Yeah, and even in baseball, it's a lot easier to judge it because fielding percentage is often done. Well, did they catch the ball or not? Here in Tetris, it's like, well, was that a misdrop? There's a lot of edge cases where, that was very clearly a misdrop by Fractal, but other cases, maybe he's just trying to do a fancy move. You don't know.
I like the way he worked with the production staff to lean in so that we can get his face completely on camera. It's good teamwork there.
Fractal talking to the RNG. Thank you so very much, he says.
Well, that's been always my theory. People that complain about bad RNG, you got to turn around and think good RNG.
Yeah, I've always thought of that situation as a survivorship bias thing. We always remember the times that RNG screws us over because it ends the game, but we don't remember the times where it saves us as much because then the game continues and there's nothing remarkable about the moment.
It's a good life philosophy. Just be thankful for the good moments, even if it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
509 right now, so that's a very strong DAS transition coming up here for Eren once this next line appears now. 558.
Yeah.
Right at that 70% mark.
Yeah, so Eren will definitely be shooting for the max with this game. Ooh. Now that is one of those interesting, ambiguous misdrop situations where he set up the line piece dependency, but it almost looked like it might have been intentional. I'm not sure what have to rewatch the RNG. I only saw it out of the corner of my mind.
I was just about to comment on how high Katie's board was, but she solves it like a master. Great adjustment there.
Dig for Eren's going to set him back a little bit on the goal for 1,000,000 points this game, but still within range.
Ooh.
That misdrop's not going to help either. Now he's in a drought.
Oh, fantastic spin by Eren.
Ooh, really bad piece for the center.
Come on. Nope, can't do it. 648.
That's going to be a 27-piece drought. That's tough.
It's the drought plus, like you said, the mistake halfway down the board. Normally with the rolling generation, not a problem to get through, but going back to 2018 style, that mistake halfway down the board ends the game.
Right, and it was sort of a cascading pattern there too, because again, Eren had the pressure of he just made a couple misdrops, didn't want to keep perpetually burning, So he got 2 really bad S pieces for the center of the board, and instead of throwing them over to the left and guaranteeing some burns, he tried to place them aggressively up in the center and hold out for the long bar to resolve the stack on the right, and then it resulted in a hang in the middle of the board. So that's sort of where you have this really there's this complex calculus going on in these games where it's all about strategic risk management.
Oh, they're fixing Fractal's camera now. But
I think the only other thing I think the top camera might be out of focus. Everything else looking fantastic.
yeah, we do have the fancy 1 camera, 2 players setup. We have the nice high-end machines here this weekend. .488 transition for Fractal. Very pleased with himself.
She's on the edge of the flames.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's all 4 players or 1? We're cutting it up. Oh, got it. That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you knew what happened.
Good adjustment there. Fractal working on a 590, knocks another Tetris 617. So this will be his top score of the day so far, as expected. Leans in even harder. And Guardian, after that great start, has been kind of struggling to get that better game over that 800 he got early on.
So we'll see what Fractal goes for here.
This is pretty Swiss cheesy, Scout, and that's going to do it.
Dang, that's tough. Going for the J, super, super aggressive. Thought he might hold out for an L piece, which Terry likes to call the claw. The one sort of Hail Mary move you can do with DAS when you're high up like that is throw an L piece to the left. But Fractal, I think, made the judgment call again strategically that he probably couldn't hold out trying to wait for an L piece, and so he just tried with the gamble on the J piece. And unfortunately, the L piece was next.
Some sort of shenanigans I don't quite understand.
Do you ever use the L piece to save your bacon in your own games?
I'm not smart enough, apparently, to even get into that situation.
Oh.
When I'm in bad shape, I'm just on the fly.
Yeah, so...
You might have noticed how terrible I played in the previous set.
I mean, my scores have been even lower off stream. So
I did better in Japan. I flew 13 hours and did better than I did in America this time around. So
gosh, maybe I'll have to
fly overseas more often.
Yeah, jet lag yourself before each of it.
That's a good strat, the jet lag strats.
Yeah. But for those who are maybe newer to DAS play style, because the players have to manage their stacks so well, especially once you get past level 19, the 2 most important pieces for down stacking are really the square and the L piece. They're the easiest pieces to get over to the left in high situations. So Fractal right now has a line piece dependency that he fills in.
So we're looking at Eren's game here. He's at a 461 approaching transition.
Yeah. Strategically commits to the burns there. Knows that he's got this in the bag to get the 500K transition.
Just scraping by that tower. And again, at the transition point, board health is critical. If you hit that transition more than halfway up the board in a DAS game, your game's going to be over pretty quickly. So
Right.
you sacrifice some points here to get into this kind of lower board state.
Yeah, like if Eren was at a mid 400K, he might push it a bit further because he doesn't probably want to enter 19 with a lower than 500K if he's going for the max. But here, he knows he can afford some burns, although this still is on the lower end if he's going for a max out. He's had to burn a lot due to this
Yeah, this
massive drought. Oh, no. He might not even get this last Tetris. Oh, there we go.
520.
But he does transition with the really messy board. And I think what we saw here, and it looks like this game is in big
Ooh.
trouble. Dang. Oh, my gosh. So that was actually a great example, again, of the calculated risk. Eren was playing it safe because he knew that he very likely could get a 500K transition, which is safe for a max out pace. But then as he kept burning and he kept getting this drought, he started feeling like, hey, I got to push the aggression here. So he started taking these more advanced, risky moves to just get over that hump. And then it unfortunately caused his board to spiral right after transition due to some bad RNG.
And rolling and tapping, you can overcome those mistakes a lot easier. So again, it's going from the more skillful play to the more cerebral play of the old days. So I'm very grateful that we have brought back this old style and that our new generation, although these kids, there's there's people who don't know who Joseph Staley is with the new school.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got Zro over here off screen. I was just thinking, somebody was asking me how long I've been doing this. I said since 2018 is the year Joseph was playing. I was like, oh, hey, Zro, how old were you that year? He was 3 years old.
Yeah.
So that still feels recent to me,
It
2018.
is. So Scarf Power apparently working for Fractal right now, channeling his inner soccer fan.
All right, and Katie's got a great game going over
nice.
here. Right about to cross the 500,000 threshold, well before the transition, but isn't again encountering a big drought like Eren, but does get the Tetris.
That is a very classic old school high on the left, low on the right build that you want. You can take any piece and put Scout in GuardianPsycho's camera.
Just got to grow my hair out a little bit, and I can be the doppelganger a little bit better. And very nice Vits by Katie there. So Katie, we'll see here, will probably be trying to, again, be very careful here. Oh, gets 2 long bars, does not take the burn.
The line brush.
Yeah, that paid off there. Did not take the triple into transition. Was rewarded with the Tetris and the 600K. Big sigh of relief from Katie here after smoothly transitioning with a great pace. She's trying to keep it up, but knows that she's got a lot of wiggle room. Because again, you're not trying to get a 1.1, a 1.2. You just need a max out. You can pick and choose your spots when you have the pace to burn.
We're still looking for a first one. Nice.
Ooh, that was very tight. But that was a critical situation where the square was able to get over to the left.
She's got that timing down. As oftentimes readjusting your timing from 18 to 19 can take a level. And Katie nailing those 2 spins in a row like that shows that she's on it right now.
And holy crap, Fractal down at the bottom completely missed it. Almost transitioned with 700K with dash. At a high 600K transition is now over 700K at level 20. So we will see what Fractal does here. He really can pick and choose his spots with this pace. He does not need to go super aggressive. But man, with this kind of pace, you're tempted to almost.
You gotta tone it down somewhat. Still looking for our first max of the day.
So this will be quite a race actually between Fractal and Katie. Both of them. Oh my gosh, Fractal is going aggressive. And he's in big trouble. If he gets, he's getting droughted. Oh no! So
we were talking earlier about the high on the left, and that's why you can burn on the right, but Fractal did not have his left built out and got into trouble and topped out.
Yeah, Fractal, again, unfortunately looked like he was pushing the pace maybe to try and get a 1.2, 1.3. Oh no, and Katie's in trouble. Needs a line piece immediately.
Yes,
Gets
just
it.
get it.
And perfect square to the left. This is survivable. Nice, nice. Needs the L. Needs the L for the. Oh my gosh, and gets the line piece quick tap.
That's
to
the
save
hardest
her.
piece to get to the left in this game, and she waited for it and got that one over.
Yes.
You could have filled in it with anything else, but expertly done.
Oop. Nice,
Wow.
nice. Okay, end game here for the max out.
She's going to need about 6 Tetrises.
Ooh, this is a very dangerous board. Gets the line piece at a crucial time. Perfect stack.
Wow.
Another Tetris. So this is not a gimme yet for the max out. She still does need to clutch out these final Tetrises.
Needs 3, it looks like.
Got the board set up. Gonna commit to a burn here.
All right, 10 lines to go.
Needs 2 more Tetrises. Got a couple lines she can burn, but is having to cash them in now. Really doesn't want to continue burning.
Give her the freaking line game.
She can afford 2 more burns. Actually, 1 more burn.
This drought to end it. Oh, brutal.
Oh,
But that is our #1 score now, 932, 760.
that is tough. 29-piece drought. Katie played that ending perfectly. That's the best she could have possibly done there. Cashed in all of her burns, kept the board open, ready for the Tetris. Just didn't get the last 2 long bars.
Normally time flies pretty quickly in these, but it's only been about 15 minutes. You see at the bottom right where clock will end at 1:13 Pacific time.
Okay.
I don't have a running clock available. Our judge is on it, which we're not in contact directly.
All right, we're back on still the race for the first max out. Looks like Eren will be our next contender going up to bat.
Oh, wait, what? I just been looking at both of your guys' games. I forgot about my own.
Oh my gosh, looks like Eren completely forgot. Was paying attention to the games beside himself. And just in time, the distractions have been removed for his own transition.
You know what these players do at level 18, so playing it so casually like I play level 0? Just chatting away, looking at other boards, putting in drink orders.
Yeah, it is wild.
It just shows you how programmed their lizard brain is with all of their situations. They don't have to add their focus their entire concentration on their gameplay until they hit the 19 speed. So Guardian's still looking to get past that early 880 that he had.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll be proud of that 880, even if that's his highest score of the day. But I think he knows that he could have gotten a max out on that game, so he's going to try and just go all out here.
Yeah, it does kind of give you that freedom to play as aggressive as you want, knowing you have that 880 in your pocket.
For sure.
I'm not sure how many players we have total for today scheduled to qualify, but it is a 16-person gold bracket. So knowing you got your spot in there.
Oh no. And Eren has an unintentional VIT setup. We'll
Doesn't
see if
take
he.
it.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
going to
so
fill it with 2 squares instead. Yep,
the squits.
the double squits. 774. Plenty of runway here.
Yeah. Very strong pace. Again, now he's taken the safer moves, just trying to very safely set up this board. He does not have to take the aggressive moves yet. Perfect double wide well. That's exactly what Eren wants. This is just giving him more and more freedom to take safe moves in the future.
He's got fractal level piece arrangements here.
Yeah, and it again has this board that's ready to accommodate every piece.
Getting into a mild drought.
Uh-oh. Now is a hole on the left. Uh-oh, is stuck in a dig. This is a little dangerous.
It's low enough.
Ooh, needs the right piece for the left and gets it.
Knocks it down. Back to safety, needing 4 Tetris is 3
Yeah.
with 25 lines. Plenty of runway.
Yeah, 3 Tetrises would do it, and yes. in the driver's seat here. Can play it safe. Get set up for the first one.
There's one.
All right, 2 levels to go and just 2 Tetrises to go. Nothing is guaranteed. You can always run into a drought,
Yep.
but yeah, Eric taking the strategic move, just throws the square to the left, knows he only needs 1 more. Actually, he does need a few thousand more points here. He'll easily get them. All right, now just needs the Tetris.
34,000 for a Tetris at this level.
Going left well.
Can he get it? Oh no. Drought,
Uh-oh.
drought. There it is. Boom! Tetris for Eren. First max of the day. As he elbows meme.
Congratulations. Oh my goodness. that almost even ended disastrously with how much runway Eren had. Still almost got screwed by the drought, but just in time.
So Eren is your current top seed.
It's fine. It's chill. It's so chill. I'm on another pace. Alright. Surely, I think it's my second ever max of DAS. Get your third.
Eren says that is his second ever max on DAS. So
Oh, wow.
pretty big.
That's a pretty significant score then to get in comp, or at least walls. All right, so now race will be for the second max of the day. We got 2 contenders. Fractal has really great pace again. We will see how he plays this. Fractal again had the almost 700K transition with DAS. I played it super aggressively, topped out pretty quickly. So we'll see how he plays. Oh my gosh, he's getting droughted. This would have easily been a mid 600K trans if not for that giant drought. Actually, it still will be if he can get this final Tetris.
But why tempt fate after that 700 before?
Oh no.
that is not good.
This is survivable, but Fractal needs to not miss drop. Oh no, and the board just keeps getting worse. Amazingly, this is still survivable.
This is still DAS. You can see him. You're thinking that he's tapping, but if you're looking at his fingers, you can see.
He's getting the right pieces for the left.
It's perfect timing.
Oh, no.
Oh, early shift.
Oh man. And again. That was a very precarious board. It was survivable with DAS, but just he needed to continue getting the perfect pieces for the left, and eventually, after the misdrop, it just didn't happen.
Now again, on video I have, they said, make fun of me. So, way to go, loser. See?
I was also 2020 no one knew me. I got my PB in qual. What are you talking about? Yeah, but you didn't max, so it's not as cool.
All right, Katie here at 743 at level 23, knocks down another one to get to the high 700s. Nice and low. But again, see, pace is such a, it's not like other games where you can, if you're playing really well, it can fall apart in 1 or 2 pieces. So pace is kind of a term that's not very truthful in its actual definition.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's not absolute, because in this game, it's the most aggravating and beautiful thing about it, where nothing is ever guaranteed. So you can have the most perfect pace, have 3 levels to get 1 more Tetris, and theoretically you could hit an 80-piece drought. You never know. Oh no!
Ooh, okay. Not panicking.
Yeah, Katie.
She's
Ooh.
2 Minos short now. Now Tetris ready, but not a great board.
Oh my gosh, those were terrible pieces.
Ugh,
And man,
this stupid game.
oh, she got exactly what she didn't need. Needed something to. It was an S dependency on the left, and instead got Z pieces.
Fractal starting at 19, trying to change it up a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if the 19 strategy really works as well with DAS, given how DAS 19 is significantly more difficult compared to 18 than TAP 19 is to 18, or roll. But we will see here.
Well, the Jonas Cup champion can do whatever the heck he wants.
That is true.
Do you remember what his qual was in the Jonas Cup?
You know, I don't actually remember. I remember the fanfare was all about Sharky getting those 6 maxes.
Right, I remember it was like in the 3 or 4 range, right?
Maybe, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't remember it all off the top of my head.
I'm not
him
encyclopedia
personally.
brain, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was pretty distracted scoreboard watching at the time, slowly watching myself become the bubble boy for the bracket.
Oh.
So, all right. So we don't have anybody in max out contention right now. The closest is Fractal, who's actually playing this 19 start very well. 65% Tetris rate is on pace for a max out if he keeps this up.
Passes up to Tetris.
This is very nicely handled precarious situation by Fractal. Does get the Tetris to get out of it. GuardianPsycho doing a 19 start? That's fascinating. Maybe he was warming up for a game.
As a mediocre player myself, when I kind of get stuck in an 18 slump, a 19 start does kind of reset my internal timings. And when you play 18 again, it feels slower.
Yeah, it's like the guy in the batter's box swinging the heavy bat before he goes up to plate.
With the bat donuts, they still use those?
Maybe. I forget off the top of my head.
I could go for a donut right now, though.
Yeah, have you gotten to have any iconic San Jose food yet?
No. We were here very late last night and had not great pizza after we left.
All right, so Fractal, oh my gosh, this 19 start has paid off in spades for him so far. Is gonna do get the theoretical transition, theoretical high 500K
568.
transition.
So yeah, really, that's what you'd want in an 18 start.
Yep. So now, fascinatingly, we'll see, because I know there's always the memes in the community about if you get a very high transition, your stack immediately falls apart.
Right.
Fractal does not have a super high transition. It's a good one, but not super high. So maybe he won't play it so crazy this time or have such bad RNG.
There's the classic exhale.
All right, Fractal looks a lot more locked in this game. The pressure is on. The 19 start is about getting as much time as possible, going for the efficient max, not wasting any time. So if we're thinking about benchmarks, Fractal would love
That's a
to
Tetris
be.
setup.
Oh, yeah, very precarious one. Yeah, probably not worth going for, especially during this drought.
And playing one off the bottom has been kind of a new strategy that's appeared in the past couple years, especially in open play. But at level 19 on DAS, it's not advisable, and Fractal's back to the bottom. 707 at 175 lines.
Yeah, Fractal had 2 big droughts kind of kill his momentum here, but he's still in a great spot. You ideally want 750K by 25 if you're going for a max out, and with one more Tetris, Fractal will easily get there. He's encountering another drought. Gets the line piece when he
building a
can't use it.
skyscraper. Wow, another S in the middle. Jeez.
Oh my goodness. So Fractal does hit the 750K before 25 benchmark.
This isn't up to building code, but it's working.
Yeah, so
Wow.
Fractal slamming down the Tetrises, and he needs them now. He does have some wiggle room for a max, but not a lot.
Nice
and
adjustment with the line coming. Spins it right in time.
Those couple of quick Tetrises with no burns really, really helped out Fractal's pace here. Now he's back in a very strong position.
Needs 3 and change at 9:03 with 23 lines to go till 29.
Yep, 3 Tetrises would do it. So now he's
One
suddenly
Mino short. Now he's ready.
takes the smart burn. There's 1. Just needs 2 more, and he knows it. It's not guaranteed, but he knows he can afford a few burns. He's cashing them in right now, but uh-oh. Doesn't want to keep cashing them in. Wants to save them for when he... There we go. Just 1 more.
So he can afford to burn up to 4 lines here. There it is. 1 million points for Fractal.
Oh my goodness. After multiple 600K transitions, it's finally the 19 start mid 500K transition that puts him over the hump.
We're roughly halfway into this hour-long qualifying session. I don't have the kickers in front of me, but we have 1 max for Eren, 1 max for Fractal. And Fractal right into it. This board's falling apart here for Eren, 649.
Yeah, so we'll see what Eren goes here for.
That's a setup. He's just going to give it up.
It's good. I don't know what Eren's kicker is right now. I would think if this was only his 2nd DAS Max ever, a DAS Max is already above his expectations most likely, so he's playing with house money at this point.
Guardian missing the spin there.
Oh, Guardian's on a, well, it's going to be an uphill battle to beat that high 800K with this pace, but he's got a chance.
Especially if you get dirty Tetrises like that.
That
Into
was-
transition. Wow.
That was a very ballsy Tetris to go for given the situation. Oh no! And he gets 3 L pieces but can't use any of them for the left. The claw. Again, cannot use it.
Now Katie's going for the 19 start. It's infectious.
Okay, Katie's going to need the right pieces to get out of this. Gets a square, but no place to put it except the center.
She's
Still-
open. And she knocks it down. Scout, what are you talking about?
Oh,
That's
that-
exactly how she planned it.
Such a dangerous board, and then got exactly the right pieces to resolve the parity issues. Always great when that happens. Oh no. Now a drop will kill her.
Come on. Come on.
Needs a line piece immediately, and it's over. Oh man, that's rough. All right, so all 4 players are now early in the game.
So again, we do have Matcherino link. If you type in Matcherino in the chat, get the link for that. That'll cover both tournaments. 40% of the pot going to our DAS championship today and 60% going to our Open championship tomorrow. We are at Genesis X2.
We also have a Parmesan cheese fund set up on the Thatcherino.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Thanks for catching us on. It feels like a Saturday, but it is really Friday, so it is a bit of a strange date for these events.
Yeah, yeah. Often don't have Tetris action on a Friday at a regional, but
It's mostly this, the side events and the fun stuff's typically on Friday night. But here, we're going to be finished by Saturday night, and then the Smash Brothers finals will be at the adjacent theater. So
it'll be very exciting.
it's always fun to see how other esports handle their big events. Try to get some pointers for what we do for our own.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Katie's second game at level 19 start, much better.
Fractal has gone back to the 18 starts. I think maybe now that he's got the max out under his belt, might have maybe broken a mental barrier. Can relax a bit. Katie's
So
still
dangerous
pulling
to
out.
build that tower right in the middle like that. That's a misdrop magnet when you have pieces that high on 19.
That's a good term for it. Misdrop magnet.
It's alliteration. Ooh.
Oh, what a move by Katie. Beautifully resolved misdrop. That's the baseball equivalent of when the fielder drops the ball but then makes a magnificent play to still get the out. Does that still count as an error? I guess it wouldn't. It negates it.
No.
No, you get the out.
You just circle it in your scorecard for those 5 people that keep scored baseball games anymore.
Oh no, and now Katie needs a
Oh.
line piece immediately to save this game.
That is a Tetris if it comes, but it will not.
Oh, rough. All right, so we're back on max out watch for Fractal with Eren not too far behind. All right, so we will again see how Eren plays this. Again, knowing that Das max out is getting 2 of them might be a bit ambitious, but he could get a really good kicker. Fractal is not wanting to enter 19 with a bad board.
I don't know what the practice routine is during the off season. This is our first major event since Jonas Cup, so I'd imagine most players aren't doing much DAS after Jonas Cup, and this is a side event for Genesis, so that could be an explanation of expectations and amount of practice put in on this play style.
Yeah, the DAS Masters event that's emerged over the past year has at least provided a lot of players at the high level a reason to practice DAS regularly year-round, in the same way Classic Tetris Monthly did originally at the beginning of the online sort of surge in Tetris. Oh my gosh, what an adjustment by Fractal there. Seeing the opportunity to set up the long bar dependency when the long bar was next, and it paid off beautifully. So Eren here in a position to get his potentially 3rd DAS max out ever just after getting his 2nd. He's on great pace. When you're playing with house money like he is, you almost have to think, well, maybe you do go for it.
Great pace, great hair. It's a good day to be Eren.
Ooh, all right. So he's got a little bit of a extended dig going. Managing this drought well. Just kind of surviving. Meanwhile, Fractal very clean. Well ahead of typical max out pace. Has plenty of spots to burn if he needs to. It's going to hit 800K by 25, very safe pace, but we'll need to close it out, of course.
So the simul run of Eren and Fractal.
Yeah, so Eren still is on the precipice of being able to get a max out here.
With boards like this.
Oh, actually, Eren is on fantastic pace. Misread the level counter. And is balling out here with another Tetris. Oh my goodness.
Let's see the solve here with that Mino hole.
Fractal just needs 2 more Tetrises on level 26. Can close this out pretty stress-free if he can get out of this one bad board situation.
Board scout.
Yeah, this is a bad board. Oh no. Oh, and the second max
Eren.
dream falls apart. But still a great kicker. And oh no, Fractal just needs 2 more Tetrises, but he's not in a position to get them. Is he going to go dirty?
No.
He is not. Yeah, he's
now
saying
he has to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there. Oh,
He gets what?
gets it, and he's laughing because he knows he did not deserve that.
You just got to go for it. It's a trust fall. RNG trust fall. Oh no, he's not getting the right pieces to set this up.
One burn left.
Okay,
there it is.
Okay, he can set this up. Needs 2
oh
line
my
pieces.
God. Are you? No. Give it. Come on.
Oh! What a gamble that miraculously pays off. Oh my goodness.
Fractal NG strikes again. He literally pulled those pieces out of the bag himself, like a farmer picking produce.
They're discussing up there saying that was dog plus Andy Bale. Nothing in Tetris is ever guaranteed. Fractal had such a fantastic pace the entire game, well ahead, and it still came down to 2 last-ditch dirty Tetrises.
At the perfect time, like there was no room left for any other piece. There was no room, there was no lines to go. It was
Yep.
Speaking of Fractal, Eren's pulling his best Fractal impression right now with a perfect 8 Tetris start here.
Oh my goodness.
There's
Turns
9.
into 9.
And this is Das, by the way. This is a little too cheeky, but he's keeping it up.
Oh, and there we go. All right, there's a couple burns. I think that's going to be the end of the game.
Well, he's got to at least get another.
Oh, man. That's rough. It's like seeing a perfect game in the second inning and like, oh, well, there's the walk. Fractal here, 78% Tetris rate. Very good. GuardianPsycho.
Guardian having his best game since that initial game here.
Yeah, yeah.
I heard my name, but I have headphones on, so I didn't quite get that first part. Oh, you're welcome. So we are down to about 20 minutes to go. Again, the judge is keeping the players abreast of the actual time.
Fractal and Guardian and Katie all still pretty far away from the transition, have plenty of time to run up these scores. All really, really great games.
Aha, so we get an adjustment in our clock here. So we are down to our last 10 minutes. I knew it didn't feel right when I saw 113.
I just put the numbers in that I'm told.
Director's like, I'm just doing what I'm told.
So fortunately, I mean, all 4 of these players aren't in a truly stressful situation. They've all had a good game at least. But I know they all would all love to get something more.
But this is the point with 10 minutes or less to go where if you're not feeling it, reset and go again. There's no sense in playing out a bad game.
Yeah, you kind of have one more.
That's an awfully high transfer for Katie.
Oh, man.
Fills in that Mino, opens up the board.
Perfect
Can the
burn.
line come?
This is a really dicey board to survive with
She's
Dask.
handling it, but
Perfect
man,
piece. Needs the L piece for the left. Where's the L piece? Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my goodness, that's so rough. Katie got the quick tap, did not need the L piece to survive immediately there, but then needed it immediately afterward and got it one piece too late.
All right, Guardian here working on a 635 at level 20, 70% Tetris rate. Looking to break 888. You can sense just a little bit of panic in the game right now. He's just trying to get to a healthy state and regroup.
Fractal here trying to reset his board, get in position to continue attacking this second max out quest. Or third max out.
Third. Column 3 setup. Knocks it down.
Nice, nice. And Guardian here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is, he's going to have to push it if he wants a max. But he could also just go for a 900K. Improve his game. Oh no. Oh.
Great burn.
Wow. This is still survivable somehow. But he's running out of options. L piece
Yes,
to the
yes,
left.
yes, yes. He's hitting buttons and you see the next piece going away because hit the select by accident.
Oh no. Oh, and that's the end of Fractal's game. Oh, that's tough. Double long bar hang on the left.
Focus now down to Eren looking for max out number 2.
Yeah, Eren looking real good here. Gonna get a high 500K transition. And would, I think, get almost exactly 600K with this final Tetris if he gets it.
He's a Mino short. He's going to go for it and he gets it.
And at 601,220.
It's one of those moments where do you just take the safe burn into transition to keep your board low, but he's squeezing out those extra points, which could come into play at the end of the game. Fractal with a 1900.
Okay, so we got 3 minutes to go to start a new game. So keep it in mind. So yeah, Eren will, Eren's board's a little rough here. Has about 2.5 minutes to finish playing this out and reset. So I don't know if Eren has the time to get all the way to 29 and start a new game. So it's kind of has to.
It's real close, but this is a good one.
Yeah, you kind of just want to play this one out. I forget what Eren's kicker is. I think it's a 700K. Eren's going for 753. Okay, so Eren does. Okay. Eren does have time to reset. He's got 2 more minutes.
We'll do a countdown. We have Anna here with our clock.
Perfect, perfect. Man, so all of these games are very early on. So really, these will probably be all their last games unless something really, really disastrous happens here. And they need to reset. All right, 1 minute warning. So yeah, all these players
There's no
look
sense in
locked in.
resetting any of these games.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all early. Everybody's gonna get one more shot. Perfect. All right. So yeah, now we're down to a 20-second warning. The players would have to reset basically right now if they wanted to, and none of them are in danger.
They still have 1 minute.
Oh,
Oh, what?
1 minute. Apparently
I guess it's the end of 12. Well, the memes on it.
Oh, I was looking at the second counter as soon as it hits 12:59. Oh, so we're talking.
I think Meme has the exact time, so they probably have like 30 seconds, right?
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. So we have 30 seconds now, and Guardian's going to need it. Oh, my gosh, down to the wire.
Yep. He's gonna
Quick
get
start a new one as soon as you
plenty of
can.
time. There it is.
All right. Down to the buzzer for Guardian here, getting one more shot in. And I think all these other players are pretty much locked in at this point.
In the chat, they did. It was
10.
listed.
Oh.
9. Yeah, okay.
6,
5,
4,
3,
3,
2, 1.
Time
Here we
is
are.
up. You cannot start a new game.
And mentioned in chat, it did say 113 earlier. That was a miscalculation on the director's part. We got it fixed. So all of our players, well, 3 of the 4 players, about a third of the way into their games.
So Guardian will be bringing up the rear here. Could be the last one standing. Fractal, strong pace, doing what he needs to do for this final max. Hunting for max number 3. It was incredible to think back in the day when I don't know if you were you there that year when Corian got 2 maxes and that was viewed as like unbeatable?
Was that a 17?
I think, yeah, 17.
He was everybody expected him and Jonas to go to the finals, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
With that new angled hyper tapping skill that was unlocked from the old Thor days.
It's back when the old Das Master Kataru spoiled all the brackets by defeating Corian, Yanni, and Quaid in order. Or I mean Hauser.
What a legend.
And then actually ended up being the person who created the special DAS cards for Jonas Cup.
And I believe that was Jonas's last title.
Yep, 2017. Now, that was the last year I wasn't there. But if you can remember the vibes from the time, was Corian the favorite by 2017, or was Jonas still considered the one to beat?
Well, everybody was still kind of waiting for somebody to topple Jonas. So it was, will Corian do it? So it's always been that question. Will Jeff do it? Will Corian do it?
Yeah.
So it was never the favorite, but it was always in the back of people's minds that he could.
Yeah.
And I don't remember when the Hong Kong match was.
That was mid 2018.
So that was after the fact. So he was kind of in that echelon of players who could do it. 584 transition for Fractal. He's first to reach that mark.
Oh no. But has the burns to get out of it at the very least. Will not be an instant game over.
Eren with the using 2 horizontal lines to fill in a dependency.
And Fractal has recovered back to safety.
Not quite. One more. There it is.
And Katie transitioning with a little bit of a risky board, but does get it down, gets the Tetris. 586 on pace for a max. And Guardian, bad
Fractal.
things happening in his final game. Oh, and that's it for Guardian. But he did have that amazing high 800K early on. So overall, a great qual.
Fractal in trouble here. I don't think he can get out of this.
Yeah, it's going to be it for Fractal. And now there are just 2.
So he finishes with 2 maxes, and I don't remember the kicker.
Fractal's kickers 8 or 764. Okay. And Eren, again, shooting for something at least higher than 753 and is very much in range to do it. So Katie, on the other hand, is going for higher than is that 759 and 932? Okay. So Katie's looking for higher than 932. Needs.
Get it to left. Just
Oh my
got it.
gosh.
You can see the sparks.
Now Katie is on really good pace.
Katie just needs to uncover that and get a line.
Oh my goodness.
Fills it instead. Smart play.
So Eren about 100,000 points away from improving his kicker here. And making this last game count. Meanwhile, Katie on the hunt. 932K, the score to beat. Oh, Katie needs a particular piece for the left and does not get it. Now needs a long bar to save the game. Oh, no. Gets the long bar. Oh, what a perfect tuck. Ooh, nice. But it's hurting her pace. She'll need a lot of Tetrises after cleaning this up
The
now.
line just in time.
Meanwhile, Eren just about to cross over his kicker threshold. And Katie's doing
Katie's
the best
drought.
she can.
Jeez.
She needs to play almost perfect here in order to be able to beat that 930. She's doing everything she possibly can.
One more. Not sold out yet.
It's
Did
still,
she do some crazy tucks in that gap?
it's going to be real difficult, and that's going to be it. Oh, so close. But Eren has beaten his kicker, so this is an improvement game for Eren. We'll see how far he can take this. His kicker was 753. Now it is 765 and counting. Oh, no. And that's going to be it. So Eren does improve his kicker by 12,000 points here at the end. Congratulations to all 4 players here. Very well played.
What a good, fun round there. We had some maxes, a lot of good play, people warming up, and I think they improved today. And we're going to have a good bracket here about 3:30, 4 o'clock. But we're going to have another group of players coming up in about 5 minutes or so.
Awesome, awesome.
I'm not sure who's coming up on comms, but thanks again for watching. And you're watching Genesis X2,
Yeah.
CTWC.
It looks like next up for comms is Bourbon Vince.
Nice.